A warm welcome to all our viewers. You're tuned into Royal Telly, and I'm your host, Chloe. Today we're diving into the murky waters of tabloid media, a realm rife with double standards and manipulation. Let's start by examining a recent event involving Kate and William at the Natural History Museum. Imagine this: a beautiful day turned sour by a sudden downpour. There, in the midst of the rain, stand a group of children, part of a school group, drenched and uncomfortable. Nearby, a person holds an umbrella over Kate, her fresh coiffure protected from the elements. The optics are, to put it mildly, less than ideal. One umbrella for the Duchess, and none for the children she was ostensibly there to inspire. Now, here's where the predictable PR spin comes in. Tabloid titan, the Daily Mail, quickly seized the narrative, twisting it beyond recognition. Their headline painted a picture of Kate, 43, sweetly helping the children to find shelter under her umbrella. They portrayed her as being in her element, laughing with the pupils. But this narrative is a stark departure from the video evidence, which tells a different story altogether. It shows a poorly managed situation, a lack of contingency planning for rain, and a Duchess more concerned about her appearance than the comfort and safety of children. And this, dear viewers, is the crux of the matter. These children, innocent and trusting, were used as props for a photo opportunity, a chance to make the royals appear relatable. In a moment of genuine need, they were left to soak in the rain. Questions arise. Why didn't Kate and William share an umbrella and let the children use the other? Why didn't their staff, whose job it is to handle these logistics, have a tent or raincoats, or simply move the event inside? This incident underscores the profound lack of compassion. The tabloids, however, spun this event into an act of kindness on Kate's part, showing how they manipulate the truth. As we delve deeper into this topic in our next segment, remember, the truth often lies beneath the surface, obscured by the spin of the tabloid media. The children present at this event were treated as mere props and left to drench in the rain. Picture this: children, their eyes lit with excitement and anticipation, looking forward to their day at the Natural History Museum, only to be left standing in the pouring rain while one woman shelters under an umbrella. These children, who were there on a school trip, eager to absorb knowledge and have a memorable day, ended up being pawns in a public relations game. They were used for a photo op to provide a warm and relatable backdrop for the royal couple, and then when the skies opened, they were abandoned. Soaked and shivering, they were left to bear the brunt of the weather, while the Duchess of Cambridge remained dry and immaculate under her personal umbrella. This leads us to question why Kate and William, or even their staff, did not make any attempt to provide shelter for these children or move the event indoors. The answer is as plain as day. The children were not the priority here. They were merely extras in the grand spectacle, exploited for their innocence and charm, then dismissed when the going got tough. This incident is a clear reflection of the lack of compassion and empathy from the royal couple. The prioritization of appearance and image over the welfare of these children is deeply troubling. It's a stark reminder of the disconnect between the royals and the people they are meant to inspire and lead. The situation was poorly managed, to say the least. There seemed to be no contingency plan for rain, no thought given to the comfort and safety of the children. It's a glaring failure on the part of the royals and their staff, who are paid to handle such logistics. This incident is not just about a lack of umbrellas or raincoats. It's about the exploitation of children for the sake of a photo op, about the disregard for their well-being, and about the blatant prioritization of image over humanity. This incident shows a profound lack of compassion and a complete failure in managing the situation. The children deserved better. We all deserve better. This incident stands in stark contrast to Meghan Sussex's actions at the 2022 Invictus Games. Let's take a moment to revisit that memorable day. It was a chilly afternoon in The Hague. The crowd was abuzz with excitement, but amidst the sea of faces, Meghan noticed a mother standing there holding her baby, shivering in the cold. What did Meghan do in that moment? She did what any person with a heart would do. She didn't hesitate or consider the optics of her actions. She didn't worry about the expensive designer label on her coat. She simply took it off and gave it to the mother. A genuine act of compassion, a moment of unthinking humanity. That's Meghan Sussex for you. She didn't just hand over the coat, she gave the mother a warm smile, a moment of connection. A small act perhaps, but one that speaks volumes about her character. This wasn't a calculated move for a photo op, it wasn't a pre-planned PR stunt. It was a simple, spontaneous act of kindness. How different is this from what we saw at the Natural History Museum? The stark contrast couldn't be more glaring. On one side, we have Meghan, who put the needs of a stranger before her own comfort. On the other, we have Kate under an umbrella, while children are left to drench in the rain. It's not about the coat or the umbrella, it's about the instinctive reaction to a situation. It's about seeing someone in need and stepping up to help. It's about showing that you care. That's what Meghan did. That's the mark of a true royal, a true leader. You see, Meghan understands something that seems to elude many others. When you're in a position of power and privilege, it's not about you. It's about the people you serve. It's about empathy, compassion, and humanity. It's about taking off your coat and giving it to someone who needs it more. You don't think about your image, you don't think about your hair, you just act. That's what Meghan did. The British press and royals have no incentive to improve their behavior. This statement might sound harsh, but it rings true when we examine the current state of affairs. The press, particularly tabloids like the Daily Mail, are experts at bending the truth to fit their narrative. They have essentially mastered the art of manipulation, and they engage in this without any fear of serious consequences. Take a moment to consider this. In their world, Kate can do no wrong. Every action, no matter how questionable, is painted in a positive light. This creates a dangerous precedent where she is shielded from any form of critique or accountability. It's a cushioned existence, a bubble of unreality where the royal's image is always pristine, always perfect. Now let's bring the remaining members of the royal family into focus. Their actions reveal a disconcerting lack of empathy and selflessness. The incident at the Natural History Museum is a glaring example of this. Children were left to stand in the pouring rain while a freshly styled Kate was shielded by an umbrella. It was a moment that screamed, me, and underscored the selfishness that seems to permeate this institution. This is not to say that all members of the royal family are the same. We've seen the stark contrast in Meghan Sussex's actions, but it does highlight a systemic issue that needs addressing. The press and the royals have the power to shape public opinion, to influence societal norms. But with this power comes responsibility, and it's high time they started taking that responsibility seriously. The tabloid media, in their relentless pursuit of sensationalism, have lost sight of the truth. The royals, in their quest for a flawless image, have forgotten the value of authenticity and compassion. But here's the kicker. They won't change unless we, the public, demand it. We have to call out the double standards, the manipulations, the selfishness. We have to insist on better. The Daily Mail will always provide her with a positive headline, no matter what the reality is. This is the unfortunate truth we live with, but it doesn't have to be the story we accept. It's time for a new narrative, one that values truth, accountability, and compassion above all else. As we've seen, the tabloid media is not a reliable source of truth. This statement rings true, especially after examining the instances we've discussed today. The double standards of tabloid media are glaringly evident. They're quick to spin a narrative that suits their agenda, often at the expense of truth and fairness. Recall the incident at the Natural History Museum involving Kate and William. A scenario that was clearly mishandled was painted as an act of kindness by the tabloids. The children, who were used as props and left out in the rain, were brushed aside in this narrative. There's no denying that this incident showcased exploitation, a lack of planning, and a profound disregard for the comfort and safety of these young ones. Contrast this with Meghan Sussex's spontaneous act of kindness at the 2022 Invictus Games. Meghan didn't hesitate to lend her coat to a shivering mother in the crowd, a gesture that spoke volumes about her character. There were no cameras to please, no image to uphold, just a simple act of compassion. And yet the British press continues to promote a skewed narrative. Why? Because there is no incentive for them to do otherwise. They can manipulate stories, twist truths, and their audience laps it up. There's no pressure on figures like Kate to improve because their actions are always painted in a positive light, regardless of the reality. This is the sad truth of what the remnants of the royal family have become. It's all about image, about getting the perfect photo opportunity, regardless of the cost. The well-being of those around them, especially those less fortunate, is often an afterthought. As we wrap up, I implore you to question what you read. Seek out the truth. Don't accept narratives at face value. And remember, compassion and humanity should always take precedence over image and optics. Thank you for tuning into Royal Telly. I'm Chloe, and until next time, remember to question what you read and always seek the truth. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel.